Hello everyone, hope you're having a great day today. Merciless Vaughn here, back with another Dokkan battle video. And this one we're going to completing all of the Inevitable Showdown extra missions here. So hopefully you enjoy. If you do, leave a like. If you're new to the channel, you have been here for a while, please consider subscribing and help me get to 550 subscribers. And also, if you want to support my channel even further, you can join my channel membership, but that is completely up to you. So with all that said, let us go ahead and get started. So first things first here, I already completed some of these missions here, as you can see, because the Inevitable Showdown extra missions are kind of like for the Seriously Serious All Out Battle new stage that just came out recently. And so I just kind of like did that stage first before I did these EX missions, and then while I was doing that, I also completed some of these missions here. So once we collect all these rewards, we'll take a look at what A, B, and C missions are. Then I guess since I completed those in the last video, I'll just throw that in this video, and then we'll just complete this last mission here. Alright, so here we are, and I'm just going to pretty much show you my youth team that I have here. This is basically what I pretty much made. Have the Saiyan kid Goku here, and just have a friend Gohan, Goten, and Trunks leader. So hopefully we can get this done with this team, but let's see what happens here. Good thing our starting rotation isn't too bad, actually. That's a good thing. It's defense with each turn pass. Defense really won't be too much of a problem, I don't think. Mostly because... okay, I want to try to keep that. Mostly because if we just crit, we'll ignore that defense. Well, I need to get a super attacks. So I might not be able to get that. Well, let's see what happens. You want to try to get this super easy H Gotenks his 11 key, because he massively... What does it do again? The 11 key massively raises his attack, yeah. That's what we want, really. But unfortunately, looks like we won't be able to get it. But that's fine. And then we can go ahead and activate this Goku's active skill his next turn. Okay, no crit there. No crit there. That's a 55% chance to get the crit, and we failed it twice. Failed it 3 times. Did we get the dodge at least? We did get the dodge chance, which is cool. So yeah, this is, if you did something for this Gohan, Goten, and Trunks, this is probably the best team you might want to run them on in youth instead of like maybe Hybrid Saiyans. I mean, you might be able to get away with Hybrid Saiyans, but I don't know. It's just that this Saiyan Day Goku and this Chi-Chi are really good units, so you would probably benefit a lot more from running them instead of like some other father Hybrid Saiyan units. Sheesh, no dodge. I mean, the whole reason why I brought that Super Easy A Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks is because this guy right here, he needs another final trump card ally on the team for his defense and damage reduction that you can see right here. That's the only reason why I brought him. So I know this guy, he needs a Rainbow Key Spear for one part of his passive, that part right there. So it's a good thing that we have that right there. If we had one more Rainbow Key Spear, we'd be able to get the other part. So we can just go ahead and do this. Does he get anything at 24 key? No, not right now. Yeah, starting from the 5th turn for the start of the battle. That's right. So we can just give him that. We can just give him that. So he's just guaranteed slot 1 supers. He eats that because this Gohan is nuts. Yeah, this Gohan, he's from the looks of it, he does seem pretty darn good. And the Goten and Trunks side isn't too bad. But you know, I mean, I didn't summon for them and I don't have them, but just looking at their kit and just looking it over and over again and seeing some gameplay, yeah, they do look pretty good. They definitely are on par If not, maybe somewhat slightly better than the Part 1 and Part 2 Global Dokkan campaign characters. I can definitely see it. Alright, this guy gets a chance to do some damage here. Now, I don't know if that Vice Shot is a Ki Blast Super. But I don't know if the same day Goku will be okay against that Super, actually. But I guess we're about to find out. So now I have to find a Hybrid Saiyans team that will work. It's probably going to be most of the units. It's probably going to be the same units that I'm running here, except for like Kid Goku and the Chi-Chi. That's really what it is going to be. We'll go ahead and pop that active skill. Oh yeah, the Scouter here. Well, I am kind of worried for the Chi-Chi right there, but I think we can get away with doing this because that's only a heal right there. And then this Goku, we activated his active skill. He has all of his links up right here. What is he getting from Saiyan lineage? All in the family. That's right, all in the family. Saiyan lineage, the innocence. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do actually. This is probably our best bet. I'll get the SDR Key Spears with Pan just so we can heal. And then we'll have that Pan support for 2 turns. I don't know if the lower defense... No, actually, yeah, the lowering defense here does matter because this Chi-Chi does get some stuff while an enemy is like attack down or defensive down, stunned, or sealed. Yeah, she gets a guaranteed additional super, so that's nice. And this guy's at 22 now. Oh yeah, he's about to tear this guy apart. We got our guaranteed chance to crit. If we get the dodge chance again, that's going to be nice too. It's nice to see this guy back on the team a few months after his release because he was really good when he first came out. He was really good. Probably not the most hype, but still very good. And he's giving us a nice good amount of supers here, which will increase that 22% chance to dodge. And we do get the dodge chance, nice. So we're good this turn. And then we'll get the Pan support here. Alright, so now I will say this, if you are going to run a full youth team, I highly recommend you pop their active skill, because that's 20% attack and defense in battle for youth category characters. And if you're running 2 of these guys, that's 40%. And so a youth team is actually going to be very, very strong here. So I'm actually going to pop their active skill here. That was a good amount of damage. And so yeah, just right there with that increased 20% attack and defense is definitely going to be nice here. And since they are on a full youth team, they'll have this 200% attack and chance to dodge, then per Hybrid Saiyans, that defense right there. Let's see. With a Key Spear obtained, 77% chance to dodge. So actually we can pretty much put them in slot 1 to be okay as long as we get a single Key Spear, which is nice. I want to get the 24 key just because. We can get his 11 key if we do that over there. Actually, will we still be able to? Nope. 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 Okay, it doesn't matter. He should be dead from this anyways. They're at 87. And we get another one that will finish the fight. Yeah. Not too bad. That one was pretty easy. This Hyper Saiyan one might be a bit tough though. So really this one will be technically a short one for me. Well, I say that, but watch it not be. So we have to clear stage 4 of the All Out Battles event with 6 SCR characters on my team. So I'm going to go ahead and make that team and jump into the event.
さと片付けるぞ。 本気を見せてやる。行くぞ。
Alright guys, so that is all of the inevitable showdown extra missions completed. Yeah, so like I mentioned, I'll collect these missions here, then see what the missions A, B, and C were, and I'll just put those in the beginning of the video. And yeah, with all that being said, hopefully you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. And as usual, until next time.